Welcome to Wednesdays with EWAT, English with a Twist. This is Shanti Kumaraswamy Street, your business English trainer. How's everyone doing today on this August 16th, 2017? So I hope everyone's okay and can see me and that we're starting live in this class, lesson 35. Hi everyone, I started earlier but then got a bit funny so I had to delete it. So how's everyone doing? Do come in, zoom in, tell me where you're from, what time it is where you are, and how you're doing. And then we'll get started on this week's lesson, which is part 2 of last week. So if you were here last week, then you'll know what we're talking about. So anyway, I'm going to now just refresh my Facebook page so I know who's coming in. I can see that Rosie has joined. Hello, Rosie. How are you? So now, okay, so again, you see, now this is the new thing with the Facebook page live video. I get to see who are the live viewers coming on. And anyway, so how's it all going? And hope you're having a good day. And if it's the beginning of the day for you, good morning. If it's the middle of the day, hope everything's going well. And if it's the end of your day, I hope it was a good day. So what are we talking about today? We are looking at part 2 of what we discussed last week, which was phrasal verbs. Business phrasal verbs that have different meanings, so multiple meanings, which can confuse a lot of learners because, you know, they think they've got one idea, but then we then use the same phrasal verb in different contexts. So if you recall last week's lesson, I gave you 4 phrasal verbs. I was going to give you 6, but we ran out of time, where I then gave you a test. So this is going to be a very interactive lesson. So before we start, make sure you have your pen and paper ready, because I will be testing you on 5 phrasal verbs today. So I'm taking the 2 that I didn't do last week and I've added 3 more. So if everyone's ready, we can get started on this. Now before I start though, I always remind you that if you haven't joined the EWAT community, the English with a Twist community, then I would highly recommend that you do so by signing up and getting the bonuses that I have and joining the great community. One of them being my regular weekly lesson, my blog post, audio blog that is delivered to your inbox every Friday. And then of course you have my business idiom videos and this live lessons that you can join. So please do so, and then lots of other freebies that I share with you. Anyway, I am now just going to check, because for some reason now I don't get to see anyone's comments on the live, so I have to on the live phone, so I have to look at it on the page. So bear with me whilst I double check if anyone has contacted. Rakesh, hi, I haven't forgotten you. Genevieve, hello. Greetings to Kuala Lumpur and greetings from London. And Rosie, oh, you're back in Milan and sweating again. I'm sorry to hear that. We're not sweating. We're nice and cool here as usual. Okay, great. Anybody else coming in? Hopefully I'll pick up the comments. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be looking at 5 phrasal verbs today with different meanings. And I'm going to be testing you. So are you all ready? Now I'm going to give you the 5 phrasal verbs first of all. We are going to be looking at take off, bring up. I'm going to be using my iPad here today. Give away, take up, and pick up. And pick up has a number of meanings. So recapping, take off, and I'm just going to write that down in the comments so you can see that. We're going to be looking at take off, what did I just say? Bring up, and maybe you already know what some of these. Give away, and take up, and finally pick up. Okay, so that's today. Those are today's 5 phrasal verbs that we're going to be looking at. All right, everyone okay with that? Thumbs up if you are. Great. Okay, so let's look at that, and we're going to look at these and make sure you make a note. So we're going to start off with take off. Okay, so the phrasal verb take off. Guess how many different meanings we have? And here are just some. I haven't covered everything. We have 6 different meanings. I know. Not fair, but here we go. We have those. So let me give you, like we did last week, the 6 different meanings, and then I'm going to give you example sentences, and you have to decide which meaning the phrasal verb take off refers to. Okay, everyone okay? Thumbs up. Thank you, Genevieve. You've just put your thumbs up. Ready? Let's go. A, aircraft leaving. B, suddenly becoming successful. C, leave suddenly. D, not worked for a period of time. E, remove. F, suddenly increase in value. So it's a sudden increase in value. Okay, so shall I recap? A, B, C, D, E, F. Right. A is an aircraft leaving. B, suddenly becoming successful. C, to leave suddenly. D, not working for a period of time. E, to remove. F, suddenly increase in value. So it suddenly increases in value, something, and it refers more to finance. Okay, if we're okay with that, so A, B, C, D, E, F, so the 6 different meanings. So now let's have a look at some example sentences. Sentence 1. He taught for years before his writing career took off. So he taught for years before his writing career took off. 2. I believe it took off on time. I believe it took off on time. 3. You should really buy those shares before prices take off. You should really buy those shares before the prices take off. 4. If you gentlemen are too hot, please feel free to take off your jackets. If you gentlemen are too hot, please feel free to take off your jackets. 5. I've decided to take 3 months off to concentrate on my writing. I've decided to take 3 months off to concentrate on my writing. I don't know what happened, but when he saw us arriving, he simply took off. I don't know what happened, but when he saw us arriving, he simply took off. All right, everyone, how's that going? How is that? Everyone okay? So, do you need a bit more time just to think about that? Or shall we look at those? So this was the phrasal verb take off with 6 different meanings. So let's look at that. If you're all ready, thumbs up. Okay, so let's look. So he taught for years before his writing career took off. So imagine he was a teacher for many years. Obviously he was writing in the meantime, but he was a teacher for many years before his writing career took off. So before his career became successful. So the answer is B, to become successful. Yeah, so that business took off after they got that deal, or after that particular endorsement, then the business took off. So it became successful. So now sentence 1 is B. 2. I believe it took off on time. I believe it took off on time. So what is it? What are we talking about here? We are talking about the aeroplane. So the aeroplane took off on time. It's that on time that gives you the context. Something leaves on time. So it left on time. So the plane took off on time. So the answer is A. Okay, 3. You should really buy those shares before prices take off. You should really buy those shares before prices take off. So what's something, when do you normally buy shares if you're in the financial market? Ideally, when the prices are low, before the prices increase in value, suddenly increase in value. So before they take off. So the answer is F. The sudden increase in value. So before the prices take off, you should really buy those shares. Okay, 4. If you gentlemen are too hot, please feel free to take off your jackets. If you gentlemen are too hot, please feel free to remove your jackets. So do take off your jacket. Remove your jacket. So answer is, of course, E. Okay, 5. I've decided to take 3 months off to concentrate on my writing. So you can take 3 months off, you can take a year off. So what are we doing? We're taking a period from work. I'm taking some time off. I'm taking 3 months off, 1 year off, whatever. So the answer, of course, is D, to not work for a period of time. Yeah, so you're going to take that time off. That's what we mean. And finally, I don't know what happened, but when he saw us arriving, he simply took off. He saw us arriving and he suddenly left. He just took off. So there again, he left suddenly. He just suddenly took off. Now, how did you do? I hope you all went well. Was it okay for you? Now, how did you do? Now, don't forget that a lot of phrasal verbs are used informally. In fact, when we write, and especially if you're going to be writing formal letters or emails, then it's better not to use phrasal verbs. But often we use phrasal verbs more often than not in spoken language and in the informal setting. You can also do it in writing, depending on who you're writing to. So, of course, an aircraft takes off, it leaves, we can use it informally. But for example, where prices took off, it is very much used informally. When you see it in the press or in financial news, you would say that the price rose, or the price soared, or the price, jumped or climbed. We don't always say took off. So there are certain moments when we use them informally. So it's just for you to be aware of when it's used. And in a dictionary, it will explain to you how those phrasal verbs are used. So I hope you did well in those. And if you did, do share with me because it'd be great to see. So that was take off with 6 different meanings. Now we're going to look at the next phrasal verb is bring up. To bring up. And here the phrasal verb has 2 different meanings. Very quickly, does anyone know what the 2 meanings are in English? To bring up. Anyone in the comments box? Ravi, don't worry if you're late. You're perfectly fine. I'm just looking at the comments box here. Anyone can give me an idea of what they think bring up? We have 2 meanings in English. Any idea? Okay, let's have a look. So bring up, to raise something up, you've said, you know, to raise something, can you be a bit more specific? Okay, to raise something up. Rose is saying to educate a child and to mention something. Okay, interesting. Ravi's saying no idea. Okay, so Ravi, you're waiting for us for me to introduce that. Okay, the first one, A, is a topic of conversation. Yeah, so bring up a topic of conversation. And B is to raise a child. To raise a child. Actually, it's not to educate a child, it's to raise them. Don't confuse with growing up. Okay, a child grows up, but parents raise a child. And the raising cannot just be education, it's helping them grow. Okay. I don't have a document, Ravi. It's just following me in the conversation. Growing up is different, Keiko. So as I say, to raise, you raise a child, but the child grows up. Yeah, so not to be confused. Okay, so we have topic of conversation and we have to raise a child. So the first sentence is, we were brought up to respect our elders. We were brought up to respect our elders. And the next sentence, of course, is, that's an excellent point. You should bring it up at the next AGM. That's an excellent point. You should bring it up at the next AGM. So this phrasal verb is quite easy, isn't it? Because of course the first sentence, the answer to that is B, to raise a child. So we were brought up to respect our elders. Now notice I say we were brought up because I was brought up, so we use it in the passive voice. But you bring up your children, so then you are using the active voice. So we were brought up, yes, in a way it's educating, but you're also educating them in a set of values. So we were brought up to do something, to be polite. We were brought up by our parents, by our grandparents, by my aunties and uncles. So, you know, that's how it is. So it's how you raise a child, a person. The next sentence, of course, is you bring up a topic of conversation. We also say raise a point. So bring up a topic of conversation. So yeah, excellent point. Why don't you bring it up at the next meeting? Why don't you bring it up at dinner? And let's have a discussion over it. Yeah? So quite easy, I think, if maybe you agree with phrasal verb 2, which is to bring up. Now let's have a look at phrasal verb 3. Okay, now phrasal verb 3 is give away. So the phrasal verb I'm going to write in the chat box is, oh dear, sorry, it's trying to find another. Great. Give away. To give away. Now, in this phrasal verb, we have 3 different meanings in English. Okay, so the first meaning is reveal a secret. To reveal a secret. Second is to show an emotion you're trying to hide. To show an emotion you're trying to hide. So that's B. A is to reveal a secret. B is to show an emotion you're trying to hide. And C is to let you have it for free. So you let someone have it for free. That's C. So let me recap. A is to reveal a secret. B is to show an emotion you're trying to hide. And C is to let someone or let you have it for free. So let's have a look at some example sentences. Sentence 1. Apple is giving away the brand new iPad to the first 10 people who walk into their store today. Let me repeat. Apple is giving away the brand new iPad to the first 10 people who walk into their store today. 2. If Tanya was feeling stressed, her expression certainly didn't give it away. If Tanya was feeling stressed, her expression certainly didn't give it away. 3. No one at Coca-Cola has ever given away the formula for its particular taste. No one at Coca-Cola has ever given away the formula for its particular taste. Everyone okay? Rosie is saying, is giveaway can also mean to donate? Yes. Yes. So you can give away your clothes to charity. So you can donate. Excellent. Yes. So giveaway is another word for donate. Everyone okay? So Ravi, you're saying no. Is it because I'm talking too fast or you're not able to follow? I'm sorry if you can't, but you can hear, you'll be able to listen to this as a recording and then follow it again. And hopefully then the second time round will be easier for you. Okay, Keiko, you've given me some answers here. Wonderful. All right. Okay. So, first one. Apple is giving away the brand new iPad to the first 10 people who walk into their store today. So they're giving away. So what are they doing? They're giving these iPads for free. So they're letting you have it for free. So often companies do that, don't they? Maybe they're giving away some free pens, notebooks. You know, when you go to a trade fair or you go to a conference and there are exhibitors and they'll give something away. They'll give it for free. So you're giving it away. Or like Rosie commented and mentioned that we also can give away our clothes or our shoes or whatever. So we are donating. But in a business context, we're not necessarily donating. So it depends on the context, of course. I'm giving away my clothes for charity. That means to donate. But if a company is giving away free iPads, they're not donating them because they're not donating them to charity. They're just giving it away. They're letting you have it for free. So it is a different meaning, although maybe the concept is similar. Okay, so number 2. If Tanya was feeling stressed, her expression certainly didn't give it away. So if Tanya was feeling stressed, her expression certainly didn't give it away. So if Tanya was feeling stressed, her expression certainly didn't give it away. So what would that be? So she was feeling stressed, but her expression, so her emotions didn't reveal anything. So they didn't give it away. So we can also talk about body language sometimes. You know, we use our body language, and you can tell from body language if someone's looking stressed, if they're looking happy, but if the expression doesn't give it away, so it doesn't reveal what they're thinking or what they're feeling. So the answer, of course, to the second is B. Showing an emotion you're trying to hide. Ravi, I'd like to, but I don't think I'm going to have time to type all the sentences out. This class is normally for intermediate levels and above, so that's why I'm going at that level, you know. So if you're a slightly lower level, you will find it more difficult to follow this lesson. I'm afraid I can't slow the lesson down because it wouldn't be fair for all the other learners in the class. I hope you do understand. Thank you. Okay, now the final sentence is no one at Coca-Cola has ever given away the formula for its particular taste. So no one at Coca-Cola has ever given away the formula for its particular taste. So, you know, Coca-Cola has this particular taste, and it's this secret formula that they've had, and nobody has ever given the formula away. In other words, they have never revealed their secret. So the answer to the last sentence is, of course, A, to reveal a secret. So, you know, imagine you're going to a movie, and a friend of yours has already seen the movie. Says, oh, you must go, it is a wonderful. I said, don't give it away, don't give it away. I don't want to know, don't give the ending away. Yeah, don't reveal the secret. I don't want to know. So that's what we mean, to give it away, to give a secret away. Yeah, so great. How did you all do? Cherry, what is an idiomatic expression? Let me see. Tell me what it is. What are you thinking? What is the idiomatic expression? Now, don't forget, yes, a lot of phrasal verbs are used idiomatically. And so you're very right, Cherry. Often a lot of the phrasal verbs are idiomatic in their meaning. So, great. So, give away to, yes, because to give away is you give something away, but to give away a secret, to reveal the secret, is used idiomatically. Great, excellent. All right, wonderful. So that is our third phrasal verb. Let's move on to the fourth phrasal verb, which is take up. So the fourth phrasal verb is take up. Ravi, thank you. I'm glad you want to learn English. You might find my audio blogs and my audio blogs easier because they're written. But you know, the point of when you're doing listening exercises like this class is, the beauty of having it recorded is that you can listen to it again, and then you will become more used to listening. But you know, follow the classes and it will get better and better. So don't worry. Okay, take up. And in this situation, we have three different meanings for the phrasal verb. There are more meanings, I have to stress, but I decided to pick three, where we use them in particular in business English. So don't forget, because English with a twist, we're looking at business English, we're looking at you becoming better communicators in business, I use examples that you could use in business that are relevant in the business world. So we're going to look at the 3. So the first meaning for take up is A, to start doing something new. To start doing something new, like a job, a hobby, an interest. So A is to start doing something new. B, to use space or time. B is to use space or time. C is to accept an offer or a challenge. C is to accept an offer or a challenge. So let me repeat. So the phrasal verb is take up. First meaning, to start doing something new, like a new job, a new hobby, new interest. B is to use space or time. C is to accept an offer or challenge. Okay, so let's look at, this time I've given you 4 sentences. And now you're going to try and put these match the definition. Okay, so number 1, he will take up the new position in the autumn. He will take up the new position in the autumn. Autumn being a season, like spring, winter, summer. 2, I've decided to take up their offer of using their offices. I've decided to take up their offer of using their offices. 3, this is going to take up far too many man-hours. This is going to take up far too many man-hours. 4, I've just recently taken up meditation and I love it. I've just recently taken up meditation and I love it. All right, let's have a look. Good, I'm seeing people getting involved. Fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, let's review and let's look at what the answers are. Number 1, he will take up the new position in the autumn. So new position could be what? A new job. Sometimes we call it a new post, a new position, or a new job. So he will take up the new position in the autumn. So it could be September, October, November. So the answer is A. He's going to be starting to do something new, starting something new. 2, I've decided to take up their offer of using their offices. So I've decided to take up their offer of using their offices. So the answer is C, to accept an offer. Sometimes we can also say, I've taken up their challenge. Maybe someone challenges you to do something. So you go, yeah, I've taken it up. I've taken up that challenge. I've accepted the challenge. So as I say, we can take up a challenge, take up an offer. So the answer is C. 3, this is going to take up far too many man-hours. So maybe we're talking about a project. And you're looking at this and you're deciding, you think, this is going to take up far too many man-hours. In other words, it's going to take up far too much time. So the answer here is B. It's going to take too much time. How could we use too much space? This is going to take far too much space. Yeah, maybe you are decorating a new office and you want to put in a lovely chair, an armchair or a nice sofa, and you bring it in and you go, oh no, this is going to take up too much room or too much space. We cannot put the sofa in. Yeah, so to take up too much room, space, or too much time. So the answer to 3 is B. And finally, I've just recently taken up meditation and I love it. I've just recently taken up meditation. So I've just started something new, a new hobby. So taken up is, in this sentence, it's A. So to start doing something new. I've just taken up, jogging. I've just taken, I've just taken up rollerblading. So taken up. I've just started. Just taken up. So again, it's used informally, but we'll often hear it, people using it, and the phrasal verb. Great. How did you all do? So we've got A, C, B. Keiko, I think you got that all right. Yeah. Rosie's saying, what does it mean, man hours? Yes. Well, time. How many hours that a person would have to work on. So say you were doing a project and you know for a particular project you're going to need so many people working on the job. So you think, well, this is going to take a lot of labor because maybe you have 3 people working on the job and they're going to have to do so many hours. So man hours. So we use it as a compound noun, man hours. All right, okay, so that's take up. Good job. So 3 different meanings to that. Now our final phrasal verb today is pick up. Pick up. So let me write down. So Ravi, you just asked me to give you another example for, you can take up a new project. Yes, Ravi, yes, you could. If it's a new project, is like a new hobby, or you've just taken up a new project, you like doing projects, then yes, absolutely, you can. In fact, try out some of these sentences, try out some of these phrasal verbs. Look in a dictionary, find out how they're used, and then test them out yourself. I will be putting together a selection of these phrasal verbs, and I will be sharing them in the blog, later on. So don't worry if you're not too sure or you can't remember. Otherwise, listen to the lesson again. Okay, pick up. So here it is. We have 6 different meanings for the verb pick up. In fact, we have more. And I was quite shocked to see how many we have. I decided to choose 6 because we don't have all day to do this lesson. So I just picked up 6 meanings, which I think is more than enough for all of us. All right, so let's go for the 6 meanings. A, lift something, to lift something. B, to take someone in a vehicle. Vehicle spelled a vehicle like a car. Yeah, vehicle is another word for car, truck, lorry, taxi. C, learn something new. Okay, it's not the same as start doing something new, but learn something new. So C, learn something new. D, get an illness. So get an illness. I'm writing illness in the chat box. To get an illness. So that is D. E, buy something. To buy something. You go to the shop and you buy something. And finally, F, to receive an electronic signal. To receive an electronic signal. So let me repeat everything. So the definitions are A, lift something, to lift something. B, to take someone in a vehicle. C, to learn something new. D, to get an illness. E, to buy something. And finally, F, to receive an electronic signal. Okay, everyone good to go? Don't worry, I'll repeat everything again. Noted. Fantastic. All right, so let's have a look at the sentences. I have 6 sentences. I haven't given you more this time. Okay, sentence 1. His train arrives at 5. I will pick him up from the station. His train arrives at 5. I will pick him up from the station. Sentence 2. Could you just pick that folder up for me? Could you just pick that folder up for me? Could you just pick that folder up for me? So don't forget, pick up as a phrasal verb can go, it can be separated. So, could you pick that folder up for me? Sentence 3. Any luck yet? No, my phone is not picking up anything. Sentence 3. Any luck yet? No, my phone is not picking up anything. 4. Oh, I am feeling terrible this morning. I must have picked up a bug on the plane. Oh, I am feeling terrible this morning. I must have picked up a bug on the plane. 5. Charlie picks things up so quickly. I only showed him how to use the program this morning, and that was enough. Charlie picks things up so quickly. I only showed him how to use the program once, and that was enough. 6. Hey, could you pick me up a lottery ticket while you're out? Hey, could you pick me up a lottery ticket while you're out? All right, how did everyone do? That's and that pick you up, pick me up, and we pick up is also separated. So sometimes when you're listening to it, you have to hear how the sentence and the words connect. But let's go. How did everyone do? Cherry is looking good, Cherry. I can see that. Let me just have a look. Looking good. Ah, I think you got it spot on, Cherry, there. Excellent. Okay. Let's have a look. Now, the first one. His train arrives at 5. I will pick him up from the station. So what are you going to do? How are you going to get to the station? Going to go to by car? So you're going to pick him up at the station. So you are going to take him from the station. Yeah, often we talk about if you have children, you pick them up from school. You pick somebody up from a station, from the airport. So pick him up. Yeah, so you are taking them. And you're going in a vehicle. So I'm going to pick them up. Okay, so that's great. So the answer to number 1 is B. Number 2. Could you just pick that folder up for me? Could you just pick that folder up for me? Could you just pick that folder up for me? So could you could you just pick that folder up for me? Sure, where's that folder? It's on the floor. Or maybe it's on someone else's desk. So they're going to lift it from the desk and bring it to you. Yeah? So could you pick it up? Could you lift it? So could you pick that up? Sometimes you think about when you've got children, they drop something and you go pick it up. Pick it up. You're not leaving that on the floor. All right, I'll pick it up. So you're going to lift it. So the answer to number 2 is A. Great stuff. So Cherry, I think you did very well there. And that sounds like Keiko has done really well too. Number 3. Any luck yet? No, my phone is not picking up anything. So any luck yet? No, my phone is not picking up anything. In other words, it's not picking up a signal. It could be maybe a radio. It doesn't have to be an electronic signal. It could be maybe wave sounds. It's not picking up. It's not picking up any sound. It's not picking up the waves, the sound waves. So it's not picking up. Yeah? So the answer to number 3 is F. To receive an electronic signal. So it's not picking up. 4. Oh, I'm feeling terrible this morning. I must have picked up a bug on the plane. So, you know when you're on the plane sometimes, I don't know if you fly regularly or if you do, don't have to fly regularly, but often there are a lot of germs that go through the air vents in a plane. And we often pick up a cold, a temperature, you know, cough from other people. And so we pick up an illness. We often talk about it as a bug. A bug is like a virus that will come and it will go. So I must have picked up a bug. Yeah, so you feeling you got a cold? Yeah, I must have picked it up on the plane, or I must have picked it up from my children. You know, children who go to school or go to nursery, they're always picking up bugs. And then the parents pick up all their bugs. Yeah, so you pick up a bug. You pick up an illness. Yeah, so you get illness. So that's how we use it. So number 4 is, the answer is D. Number 5. Charlie picks things up so easily. I only showed him how to use the program once, and that was enough. So Charlie learns things really easily. He learns something new. And when he picks things up easily, so he learns something new. You know, they pick things up really easily. It's like children, right? Children pick things up easily. They'll pick up a language more easily than an adult. They'll pick up how to ride a bicycle more easily. Some people are more talented than others. They pick things up more easily. They learn things more easily. So that's what we mean. So of course, number 5, the answer is C. And finally, hey, could you pick me up a lottery ticket while you're out? Could you pick me up a lottery ticket while you're out? What are you going to do? Where are you going? You're probably going to the shops. So what am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to buy me a lottery ticket. So pick me up a lottery ticket means to buy me a lottery ticket. Maybe you're going to the shops and you say to someone, listen, I'm going to the shops. Does anyone need anything? Anyone need anything? Yeah, could you pick me up a can of Coke? Could you pick me up a chocolate bar? Or could you pick me up a pint of milk? Or could you pick me up some milk? So pick me up means to buy something. Again, it's used very informally, but people will say it, and in context, it means to buy. So that's it. So you have there 5 phrasal verbs with different meanings, and depending on the context, it has that meaning. How did you all do? I'm sure you all did well, judging from the answers I got here. You did really well. Cherry, you did really well. I think Keiko did. Genevieve, I haven't seen your comments here, so I'm not sure whether you're still following the lesson. How you did. Rosie, did you do this? How did you do? And Ravi. So Ravi is telling me the bug is different, the illness is different. Oh no, bug is like a virus. So it can still be an illness. It's just another name for an illness. But we talk about picking a bug up. So we have a stomach bug. And again, it's used informally, well, formally, neutrally. We often talk about a bug, which often refers to a virus. We're not talking about a serious virus. Okay, we're not talking about Ebola or anything like that. We're talking about a stomach bug. Maybe you have a cold, and that could be a bug, because those are just all viruses that we pick up from each other because they are infectious. So that's what we mean. So you pick that up. Anyway, so let me recap. What did we look at? We looked at 5 phrasal verbs, and I think all of you did incredibly well. I hope it was useful. Take off, we did take off. We did bring up, we did give away, take up, and pick up. Now, with phrasal verbs, like I've always said, the way to learn them is within their context. So next time you see these phrasal verbs in material, or if you hear them, listen out to them or read them and see how they're used in the context of a sentence, and try and decide what it means. What's the synonym? What is another word? Instead of using that phrasal verb, what could you use instead? That way you begin to learn how to use the phrasal verbs in their context. And that is the best way to learn phrasal verbs. So I hope you found this lesson helpful, and the interaction and you testing this out, this sort of test method, helpful. If that's something you'd like to see more of, then please let me know in the chat box, because I would love to, if I get more ideas from you on what sort of classes you'd like to see, then that allows me to develop more lessons for you. Rosie, you're saying, can you pick up a bottle of wine for me? Perfect. Yes. What would you like? Red or white? No problem. I'll pick that up for you. And if you're arriving into London, I'll pick you up at the station. That'd be no problem. And Genevieve, thank you so much. And thank you for joining the lesson. Thank you for your interaction. And thank you, Cherry. Thank you, Keiko, Genevieve, Rosie, Ravi. Thank you so much for joining and staying in the lesson, even though you found it challenging and found it a bit of hard work following me. But as I said, Wednesdays with EWAT and English with a Twist is really for learners who've got at least the intermediate level. So B1 level of English onwards, not below. If you're beginner level, you will find my lessons more difficult to follow. It doesn't mean it's impossible, but it'll just take you longer. But for everybody else, thank you so much, Amit. Thank you so much. And loved having you all here. So don't forget that if you haven't joined EWAT, do join the EWAT community. It keeps growing every week, and I just love seeing everyone in that community, because the more and more we are, the stronger and the more meaningful the community, and the more you learn from each other. Cherry, take care. See you all next time. So next lesson, which will be lesson 36, is going to be on the 23rd of August, next Wednesday, 23rd of August. Let me know if you have any ideas of what lesson you'd like. Otherwise, I'll let you know what's next for next week's lesson. Ciao for now. This is me, Shanti Kumaraswamy Street, your business English trainer from English with a Twist, saying thanks so much for watching Wednesdays with EWAT. See you next Wednesday for the next lesson. Ciao for now. Take care, everyone.